Hey guys, it's Ohio Skater Zach here. I'm doing another one of the discussions with Phil. So
Yo,
We got Phil in the house. And and these are just sort of like practice podcasts, but still we're making them public because we feel they're interesting conversations. We're low key natural podcasters, I would say.
I have to agree there.
Yeah.
Natural, a
Yeah,
natural
yeah,
act.
it's good to have confidence. Um, but anyway, so recurring themes of my last few videos have been I've been talking about talking a little bit about sports, but talking a little bit about media in relation to sports, um, media like whether it be listening to music while watching sports or like a fictional TV
Yeah.
series about a sport. Um, so we're gonna talk a little bit about sports, and we're gonna talk a little bit about media and maybe the intersection of media and sports, but basically, starting with media in general. Actually, I I I wasn't gonna say starting with media in general. Actually, so yeah, Phil owns a media company. Phil basically is trying to be at the top of the media industry one day, and so we're gonna talk about sort of our tastes in regard to media. Um, and so Phil, you own the company 2020 Innovations. You
Yes,
started it. You
sir.
started the company 2020 Innovations, and you mostly work with musicians, mostly hip hop musicians, a little bit of a variety, but mostly hip hop musicians. Um, so, can you talk to sort of the media you've been into growing up, and what inspires you to work with the musicians you work? Because the musicians you work with definitely have a style. So, what influences did you have that growing up? Maybe rappers, any type of musician really, that made you that informs your taste to where you see an artist and you're like, damn, that's a good artist. Like what um sort of who are some influences that make you that sort of what when you yeah, like what when you look for artists, what are some influences that inform your standards? So
So it's interesting because I made a list I knew I needed of my main influences: Drake, Ye, Jay Z, J. Cole, Kendrick, ASAP, Chance the Rapper, Childish Gambino. For the most part, those formed my music taste. Now, as a teenager and on, before, in my youth, it was just gospel, just being in church every week, and that's the foundation of it all. As I grew up, you know, hip hop as a '90s baby. Not really. I was born in the '90s, but I'm really a 2000s kid. I had a lot of formative music in the 2000s. So those people, and yeah, let's break those down a little bit. The influences
okay,
and,
yeah.
and why.
Pick who would you say is your favorite out of that list of the artists you just named? Who would say is your favorite, absolute favorite?
I won't do a favorite, but I will say who I most like, and Childish Gambino,
Your most similar, your
probably.
personality? Yeah. Cool.
Um, Drier humor, master of a couple trades. He can write the script, he can act in it, he can win a Grammy, he can win Oscar, and I think I know, and I'm gonna show that I can be multidisciplined as well.
Mm-hmm.
As to the other, I mean, even Jay Z as well. I mentioned him in my story because he tried to get signed in New York. I tried to get signed in New York, LA, and got no's. So we just started our own businesses.
Yeah.
Drake is from. he's not from the hood. He really put a stamp on what it's like to be influenced by hip hop coming from the suburbs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He made it cool. Yeah, you know, you're supposed to love everyone, regardless. That's the Christian way. Even people that do bad things, you still have to find a way to love them and forgive them. It's very hard, but he's openly Christian as well. And he goes about things the wrong way sometimes, maybe, but the point he's trying to make is love everyone, forgive everyone. Kendrick, just soul, ASAP, fashion, and Chance. I just get told we look alike when I was coming up.
Yeah.
But Acid played a part in my decision making in making 2020. So Acid Rap, Chance the Rapper, 10 Day, yeah. And Cole, just bars. You gotta have bars. Boom.
Yeah, that's dope. So, yeah, that's all good stuff for sure. I would say out of my favorite out of that list you just gave me, is got to be Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I dropped the vape. Thanks, buddy.
Can I hit it?
Yeah, you can hit it. Yeah. So Kendrick Lamar, I'm a very political. I don't want to say political, but radical. Like Kendrick Lamar is radical to me. Kendrick Lamar has has like a radical streak. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the right type of political message. I believe, a political message that I would co-sign. You know what I'm saying? Most out of any of those, he's the only one really on that list that has spoken out a lot about the political situation. I appreciate him for that. And you know, you were talking about how Drake is not from the hood. You know, Kendrick is from South Central Los Angeles, Compton. You know, so that's why their beef is so interesting to me. First of all, I was gonna say I think it's good that we can get a perspective on the political system from someone who comes from such a harsh ghetto. You know, I think that's a valuable perspective. But that's why that's also why his beef with Drake is so interesting to me, because Drake's like the rich kid, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar had a rough upbringing. It's like
Clash of two worlds.
Yeah. So it's a perfect rivalry, really. If you think about it. But my opinion is Drake is more poppy than Kendrick. Kendrick is more raw, a little more raw. I love Chance the Rapper. I saw Chance the Rapper in concert one time over at Blossom.
I saw him at Kent.
What's up?
I saw him at Kent. I've only been to a couple concerts. I've only seen Kevin Gates, Chance, and Drake and Cole came to Blossom.
Cool. Yeah, so, but I want to backtrack a little bit to Childish Gambino. So, Childish Gambino, right? He was, what's his real name?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah.
Junior maybe?
What's up?
He might be a junior.
Okay. But he, you know, very talented stand-up comedian as well. You know, very funny in Community, the show Community. So definitely an all-around talent. But linking that to another aspect of media, you know so he's Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, stand-up comedian, television actor. So let's pivot into that. Let's pivot into other forms of media. Talk about maybe some stand-up comics that were influences, or maybe some TV shows you liked. Growing up and today, honestly. So.
Yeah. I mean, Kill Tony's killing it right now. Right now, it's Kill Tony. I like what he's doing for up and comers in Austin, and we'll be in Austin in a little bit, possibly. We just got invited, and I think that'll be good for Cassius. He's been going through some shit, highs and lows along this tour. So getting to Austin around some comedic elements, bring that out of him. Now, of course, the Chappelles, the Bernie Macs, rest in peace, the kings of comedy. The kings and queens of comedy pretty much raised me. Tyler Perry, Medea. Yeah, and Tyler Perry with Medea did comedy through the film, through plays.
Yeah.
I went to his plays as a kid, and they were hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as far as childish, I'm going to mirror my career around his. I mean, all these guys.
Yeah, all these guys. They're all influences. They are, it says right there, list of influences. Yeah. So yeah, I just a recurring theme was media in the last few episodes. So I just wanted to do a little episode about the media environment. So I've been showing Phil a lot of the stuff that I watch, and I think he likes it. We've been watching Portlandia. We've been watching Cobra Kai. Like a month ago, I showed him like Resident Alien, great show about it. So that's sort of stuff I watch on Netflix and YouTube TV. Resident Alien is I was really into Resident Alien recently. I watched it a lot, and it's about an alien who comes to Earth. His UFO crashes, and he has to and he disguises himself as a human, and he has to live amongst humans. But one thing I love about that show is it takes place in Colorado, beautiful state, love Colorado, and you know, it's got the mountains, it's got the tall trees, it's got the snow, and it's a small town. And I love how media can just, the setting of a show can just like take you there. You know, I've been to small town Colorado on trips, you know, and it takes me there, you know what I'm saying? And I loved those trips, so I get a good feeling from watching that show. I feel like, you know, I'm in small town Colorado, and it's like a wholesome vibe to me, you know what I'm saying? So I love the setting of that show. Yeah, so is there any like, you mentioned Kill Tony, that's a stand-up show, right? Yeah, but is there any like fiction, like purely fictional things that have come out recently that you got into?
I go to the movies for therapy. Going to see the new Captain America soon. My memory's not the best, especially right now. But I would... oh yeah. I helped with a movie recently. Interval.
Tell us about that. Interval
will be in theaters May 2025. It was written and directed by my cousin Marquette Williams, starring Robert Bray, owner of Longhouse here in the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio area. So my cousin brought me in to help finish the project. They got to the end, called me in and others to help wrap it up. I was a PA. I was just like producer assistant, something like that.
Yeah.
Just helping everywhere where everything was needed, and we got that done late 2024.
So this is something you worked on. Media you literally worked on. Yeah. So
my first movie.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and you know, I've worked in news media, at a newspaper before, so I know what it's like to work in media as well. But I've gone into that a little bit, but yeah, it's Phil more on the fictional storytelling. I was presenting facts. Phil over here was telling a good story. It seems like so. Yeah, just repeat the name of that movie one more time.
Interval.
Interval.
Yes, I'll send Zach the trailer link and the poster pack.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description of the video of this video for sure. So, yeah. But
We'll be back. We'll be back. I have an interview at 1 with a magazine. I'm gonna grab some food and be back ready for that. Do the interview and see where we are. Maybe we can do another one.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to expand a little bit more on the sports we've been watching too. If you want to do that in the next one, yeah, we'll do that in the next one. So the next one will be more focused on, because we've been watching sports media. We've been watching a lot of sports media. Been catching up on sports in the last few days, and so we're gonna talk about that. But this was just a general media episode. So you got a little taste of our likes and dislikes. Not really dislikes, but what we like in the media.
The people going.
Yeah. So, anyway, peace.